The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Unlock a CDL team pack with any purchase on gamefuel.com/CDL. While supplies last, offer ends on April 25th. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
One of the easiest games in the hill to hold, and they have to do it for the championship. Insight right now just needs to stay alive. His teammates have the coverage that he needs. aBeZy, though, looking for the intro, and he goes as fast as he can. Can't find the kill. Insight still alive.
It's 10 seconds for the win now. It's just it. Ultra holding it down. They've got 5 seconds for the win. Simp's going to contest. He's going to get cut to pieces. And what do you know? The greatest underdog going into the tournament. They take the best team in the league the whole way, and they get the job done.
Oh my god, bro. Bro. Gotta be kidding me, man.
Hello, welcome back to the London Home Series. It is time for some incredible and glorious Call of Duty action. Maven and Merc here to give you the calls all day long. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I had an entertaining morning trying to make sure that you were alive. We figured out that was correct as you are here. Watching that first match, Thieves looking good, and now we have a couple of bangers to end our Sunday.
I had Joe panic a little bit. I stayed up late finishing Mortal Kombat and then watching Train to Busan. I was up till about 3, and guess I didn't set an alarm. Somehow slept till 1 p.m. Joe thought I was dead. He was actually panicking. He was very worried about me, but that's a good friend.
Right.
I love you, Joe.
I love you too. Oof, man.
I usually sleep in that late. I don't know what happened, Joe. I was out. I was having crazy dreams and stuff. I don't know. It was a weird time, but I'm excited for this for a bunch of reasons, right? We got FaZe, we got NYSL. There's storylines all over the place, which we're going to go through as we get prepped and ready to rock. But first and foremost, let's meet these incredible squads. Let's start off with Atlanta FaZe.
The game has turned on its head.
Run! Run! Get onto the point! Cellium finds himself 2 more. Oh, baby! Absolutely slayed. What a magnificent comeback from Atlanta.
Well, Joe, after the loss, the grueling loss, you saw some moments of, what did Simp tweet? Back to the lab. Back to improve. And I guess we're about to see what elements these guys have improved on and how scary they've gotten.
Yeah, I mean, listen, second place isn't bad for Atlanta FaZe. It is, though. They expect to win it with this lineup. Basically everything. The talent is there. I mean, it's really just search and destroy. That was really where they fell off in terms of stage 1 compared to stage 2. So can they bring that back to the level that they need to? I mean, they're still a very dangerous respawn team.
Absolutely. And now their opponent, NYSL, this team. You wonder, when is Hydra going to come into play? Well, he is here, looking to see if he's going to be able to dominate, but it is not an easy matchup to kick things off. Let's meet the full squad. This is NYSL.
Oh my god, from top 4 to the... Oh my god,
Oh.
how's he doing?
I mean, Clayster, though, has a couple players in front. He gets the 2, he gets the 3rd. There's the first. Those one more is inside. Fantastic movement. Shots on point. Keep the streak going.
It was a matter of moments before we saw this map potentially wide open.
Well, Joe, after they get, 6-0 bopped out of the last major, I think everyone knew a change was coming. The question was just kind of, who? Was it going to be Mack out for Hydra? Would Diamondcon be out for Hydra? We weren't really sure what was going to go down. And, well, we just found out Hydra going to be in for Diamondcon, and I'm excited to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think Diamond was one of the impressive rookies that we've looked at, but obviously Clay, that's a staple. Asim has just had such a breakout year than what we've seen from him. And I don't know, maybe they've had a couple of practices, a couple of scrims with Hydra and Mack, Hydra and Diamond, just back and forth, trying to get everyone comfortable. This is the lineup we're going with right now.
Well, let's get right into our game field keys to victory now, and Joe, kind of talk through with NYSL to start. What do you think is going to be important here?
I mean, first and foremost, this is all about the firepower. I mean, they got destroyed. They got outslayed by 77 kills in the second major, right? You get 06. It's all about bringing the superstars in. And this is almost like the Minnesota roster change. It's almost like, while it's still Mack, he's moving to the flex role. You're trying to unlock him a little bit more, similar to Priestahh. You have to improve your control, though. Their stage 2 control was 2-5, 1-3 on checkmate, 1-2 on raid. That game 3 has to get better for the Subliners. And listen, this is a tough first step, right? With Atlanta FaZe, focus on the fundamentals, the communication, that small talk, get on the same page, and we'll see what can happen today.
Yeah, welcome to the league, buddy. You play FaZe, first match, but I think a lot of us have been so excited to see what this guy is capable of and see what he's going to do in the league. Let's look at the keys now for Atlanta FaZe. Joe, what did you think?
I mean, look at this. Stage 1, 11-1 in Search and Destroy. Stage 2, 4-7. You at least want to get that around 60% if you're Atlanta FaZe. That has to come up. That's going to be their focus. And then looking at Search and Destroy, what has really been the fall off for them? And they are 9th in defensive rounds, right? So you have to focus on those retakes and using the numbers. They're still the #1 attacking team. So the defense needs to balance out. And then I'm looking for a bounce back from the AR duo. Cell and Arcitys did not have a great grand final. They were -51 across that series. They kind of got smoked. So I'm just waiting to see what those two can bring. And yeah, unfortunately, we know what Atlanta FaZe could do after a loss. We saw that earlier this year. So we'll see what NYSL can bring to the table.
Yeah, at least maybe there's a little bit more downtime.
Yeah,
kind of a break between it, which might end up helping. But I wonder if the Search and Destroy thing, it's weird to me. I know they're very different modes, but you know, we talked about Hardpoint with them last year. They were so good at breaking, right? Like when they were on the attack, when they were on the move, when they were flowing and flying together, they did great. When they had like set up in positions sometimes, it didn't work out as well. And I wonder if there's something there with like the attack and defense and Search and Destroy as well.
Well, I think to that point, you can make defense almost an attacking round. And how do you do that? You keep your numbers, you play 4v4 retakes. Why not? Play the retake then, if that's how you want to play. A lot of the times, especially on Express, which will be our map too, it's that island player at times getting caught, whether it's a Cellium, an Arcitys. That cannot happen. They would lose numbers early on. They would allow our rotations to come in. So a lot of people are going to be watching on Express. That has to be a map where they need to improve. Teams are going to try and focus that as a weakness for them because they continuously veto that checkmate, Search and Destroy.
Well, and that goes to what? I think it was Arcee's tweet after they lost. Like, we were just getting blooded so much. Yeah, that whole 4-on-4 retake or even numbers retake kind of disappears if you're getting blooded that frequently. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if maybe there's some improvements there. But yeah, one side, how are FaZe going to bounce back? On the other, how's the new look NYSL going to fare? And it might take some time to get in the groove, but I've been waiting for this moment for quite some time to see Hydra on the map.
Yeah, I mean, we want to see Hydra. You want to see Mack, right, running with that Krieg with the year that he had last year. You know, you kind of just saw throughout this year the position, the role that he had to play. They think that he could be a star, that he could really put up numbers with that AR, so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, it felt like he was kind of the gap filler at times, right? Like just sort of filling the positions where he needed to and not just let loose like he was a year ago. And this change could be massive for him. I think that relation to maybe the Røkkr lineup is spot on. But Asim, well, he gets hit with the movement. Simp comes soaring out as he's able to take down two, but into the point will go Mack. We'll see how long he can stay up from this position, but we'll start to keep an eye on the rotation with about 20 seconds left on the hard point.
And we'll keep an eye on Mack too. I mean, he's running a 374U for right now. We'll see if they stick with that setup. Just trying to run three, maybe really trying to apply pressure on the map. That's what you can do when you have flex players like that. But for Atlanta FaZe, they're going to get a little bit of scrap time, but the main focus on that rotation over to this second hill. Arcitys is able to take down two, but that second hill is going to pop. And, well, NYSL going to have to work across the middle of the map. They have Simp to deal with. They're able to take him down. You have to wait for Hydra to come up off spawn. And you set up some layers here if you're Atlanta FaZe. 15 seconds already off this hill. Clean so far.
Yeah, when's this pressure going to come? Such a good setup here from FaZe. Arcitys with the quality shots there through as well, resetting Subliners now to try and push in for a break and kind of hitting the flank a little bit, trying to find an opening to stagger him was Simp, but it will pick that up. Maybe they can use the numbers here to soar on through, but not going to happen. aBeZy and Cellium deal with the next wave of pressure, and this looks to border on a perfect hold. I mean, that's a great 3 kills from Mack, but when it comes to the objective and where they're going to spawn, not going to matter much for this hard point. Just may give them a little bit of cushion setting up for third.
And well, the big thing there is to try to get top green control if you're NYSL so they can't push out that way. So it's a great job by Mack, because what is Atlanta FaZe trying to do? They're trying to push out middle of the map, get them spawning behind them, then maybe they can connect 2 and 3 with that map control. Not able to do it, Mack slows things down, and now you have Asim roaming the map right now. Arcitys is going to take him down, but similar to what we saw in the second hill, 15 seconds is off the clock. Nobody from Atlanta FaZe has even gotten close. A great response here from the Subliners.
If those kills from Mack came in like 5 to 10 seconds earlier, may not have mattered much at all, but just came in at a perfect time to delay this. And yeah, now 30 seconds in, you're finally getting towards the hard point if you're Atlanta FaZe. Simple now soaring for the contest, the slide on point, the trade there for Arcitys, and that'll be the break, but it comes with just around 20 seconds on the point. So it's a good answer there from NYSL.
Yeah, much needed time for them, and nothing can get set up. Teams have gotten much better at this, setting up for 4 or 5, controlling top catwalks, sort of putting that opponent into a spawn trap. aBeZy trying to get set up, pushed out a little bit through this vent room. The Hydra and Asim plus Clay, that's going to be 3 dead. Are they going to recognize this spawn, though? The spawn comes behind them towards the brick side. You do have Mack up top of green. He might get shot in the back, and he does. So now Asim has to scramble. The splits come in, and I think the splits are going to help Atlanta FaZe.
It looks that way, but it's tough to deal with the splits, right? The comms have to be on point, and one of your keys to victory was really working on that if you're in YSL. It's tough when you have a new player come in, somebody swap positions. So I kind of want to hear what it's going like for them in this first map. Let's go to an Astro listen with NYSL.
Middle hill, split up, 2 and hill, 2 and hill.
Middle hill.
Got him.
Nice, big time.
One dog, dead.
I'm coming mid.
One green. Top green, guys.
You went out left side green.
I'm coming through plat.
One out from me.
I'm coming to P1.
He's on me top green. He's plat, green plat.
One
spawned out, guys.
I got 1 bricks on you.
One bricks. One's gonna be P4. One's P4.
Heard you. I don't see him
On top
top
of
green.
Hog, MC.
Team dead.
You're dead.
On top,
I got a 3.
I spawned back out. I think this is one green.
Yeah, green. He's in P2.
I need my arch.
Gen the box.
We gotta shift left.
One gen spawn, Gen's 1 weak. He's sitting in gen, Clay. He's sitting in gen. You're just gonna hold this life.
I'm trying to stay alive. One's arch on
I
me.
spawn back out again. I'm going back
Dark,
there.
one shot.
Kid's still gen somewhere, bro. He's in vent, I think.
I spawn back left.
Yo,
By
Gen.
edge.
Damn it, kill me,
He's
gens, bro.
Top crate.
Kill me, gens.
We
One in
can-
hill.
We
Don't
can
get trapped here. Come on, big kills.
One shot on time.
One, Valley, you're going on top crates. MC.
I killed one.
Yeah,
Good win.
Top
One
crate.
top crate.
Go.
Flank
Three.
you out, flank
One
you
top
out.
green,
It's a
one
good
top green.
20.
One top green.
Heard you.
I'm gonna go top crates.
I'm seeing top green. I'm getting time.
One rails.
Nice. I'm
They
pushing
can
him.
be out. They can be out.
He's weak. I lit him. There's 2 there.
Okay, I can
One
I'm
walk.
weak.
top
Another
green,
one there,
weak,
Paco.
weak, weak.
Nice, Paco.
They can be now.
I'm
They're
pushing
gonna
ammo.
flip. They're gonna
I'm
flip.
pushing great. Me.
Back left,
Mid
looking back left.
cap.
I'm just staring at
Victor,
the back.
Victor.
Nice.
We
This
go
one,
on Tetris.
Nice.
I've made.
Alright.
Okay,
I'm gonna hold on. I'm
Someone's got a
gonna go
block.
green.
Someone's got a block.
Go green,
I don't know if
I
they're
had to
gonna-
go back. I had to go plat.
Okay, I'm going.
He's in arch on me. Got him.
I'm blocking.
Nice, I'm
Going
going.
back left on me. Simp.
Okay,
We're missing
I'm still
Cell
flat,
and
I'm still
aBeZy.
flat.
Or no, aBeZy and Arcitys. We're missing
One's mid.
aBeZy and Arcitys.
I think I heard one rails maybe.
I'm gonna pick up
I
your
have the
vent.
rails. Just hold my
Kill
front.
me dead.
I am.
Rails, hop dead.
Arcity's dead. That's both of them were
One's
missing.
an out. He could drop low.
I don't see anything else.
I needed lights.
I'm pushing B2. I've green.
I'm just holding vent.
One bricks on me.
You're alone,
In
Paco.
lights.
Yeah.
Help him play.
I have to go down.
I naded it. They're weak. I lit them up.
I'll tell you what, Joe, I like a lot of that. Clay with some great leadership, talking about what players are missing and making sure they're picking them up. But the other thing that stood out to me is Hydra's English and vocabulary are already better than Nameless's.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the talking points, right, with Hydra coming in. How is the communication be? I mean, it's his second language. If you don't know the guy, I mean, he doesn't, that was his second language, so it's a big deal. A lot of people weren't sure how it was going to fit. What was the small talk going to be like?
Seems great.
But Paco, it seems great, yeah. And now they have the lead. A great 5th and 1st hill for the Subliners. They take the lead as we go to this second one.
And I just can't stress how big that is. You know, having somebody calling like the player's missing. I mean, I know Clay kind of fumbled over it, called the wrong 2, but corrected it, and it's just you need to know who's up, who you're looking for. You know players' spots and how they like to play at times. Makes it a little bit easier, and they do an excellent job there. And now, with this lead, how much more can they cap on top of this? With a tough matchup against FaZe to start off. Great stuff early in this map one.
Yeah, and then they get a huge break there. That is where Atlanta FaZe was perfect on that first rotation, was that second hill. Middle of the map, it's getting a little bit crazy. Cell spawns at old. That's a big win by Clay. You can see they were fighting for the scrap time. Clay was on a 5-3. They actually push it. So now what Atlanta FaZe is trying to do is work two objectives at one time. This could backfire. Asim trying to get across that map. He is all by his lonesome, though. Cellium, Simp, everyone else is going to spawn here, so they play it well. But they don't have a lot of map pressure right now. The only person who's pushed up is going to be Simp middle of the map, and sometimes that's all you need is Simp in the middle of the map.
Did that nade not like make you jump? That like hit him in the forehead. I actually like physically moved backwards. nice.
I'll be honest, I didn't see it. I was watching the mini map, so
he
no.
Threw a stick.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he threw a stick and you didn't react. I was like, did he not see that? Yeah, he threw a stick and hit him like right in the teeth.
It's like when you watch those videos and like the baseball like flies right at the camera. Yeah, it makes you jump.
I physically like moved backwards, but they'll continue to battle around this third hard point. No one able to get a massive foothold inside. There's also some gunfights going through mid-map. It looks like Simp has been able to leak all the way through, just right up the gut behind enemy lines. So we'll see if his teammates are able to hold on, but that's going to allow him to get into top green.
Yeah, and this is going to be a massive flank there on Mack and Hydra. Mack's going to back on up. Look at this patience, the trigger discipline, to wait for his teammates to come off a spawn. You know, just like what we saw from Clay, right? Where's Simp? Where is Simp? And Simp is behind you. The patience pays off. He's able to find 2 kills on both the main ARs for NYSL, and now he's up top green. And well, that play, that's just a Simp play, now up to a 5 spree, and he flips that map.
Yeah, I was watching his arrow, and he just kind of waltzed up mid-map in a sea of white, and just maybe a little bit of a fortunate timing, a great route as well, but yeah, he disrupts the early going. But now the skirmish continues at mid-map from top green. It'll be Clay this time, and a little awkward just trying to get out the window. He'll get cut down at range from Cellium. 11-point advantage to FaZe now as we get ready to head over to our 5th hard point in our 2nd set of rotations. Yeah, Lock on the bottom left, showing where we're headed next.
Yeah, again, another great job. While that Simp play happens, to bounce back from that, Atlanta FaZe wants to flip the map. They want NYSL spawning on that far right side. It doesn't happen. And then NYSL able to find the kills, they're able to get that time. Now they still maintain the lead. And as we go to our 5th hill, this is where NYSL really put it together at the end of the first rotation. So it is a scrappy battle right now, but Mack and Asim going to take down 3. RC's the last member alive. Going to try and work some spawn kills as NYSL creeping up on 200 points now.
Now it's Clayster starting to be a little sneaky. Oh God, he didn't finish the second at first. I got a little worried, but he's able to recenter, and he's now 29 and 17. What a map Clay is having with the Krig in hand. Nice opening kill there from Simp. He'll go in. Little haymaker to the second. 2 entries there for Simp. That'll get him into the point. He's going to take the route underground now. Maybe try to work his way up and catch Mack.
He's trying to get here. I mean, this is where NYSL has really got a ton of time. I don't think Atlanta FaZe have too many points on this first hill. You know, when the game first started, it was all about the rotation for Atlanta FaZe that paid off. On the second rotation, they gambled it again. They got broken. You just see, just milking the time second by second as you have Clay on the hill, Hydra on a 5 spree. Clay and Hydra really bringing it in the slaying category, up to 30 kills for Hydra. And this is why they wanted him. This was the start. You're seeing it right now.
What more would you want to see? Going up against FaZe to kick things off. He's got 30 plus. I don't think you could be happier if you were an NYSL fan. Map 1 almost in the books, just 5 points needed for NYSL to close this out. The FaZe side scrambling all over the map to try and get in, but Hydra is, I mean, he's going blow for blow with Simp on the other side of it. You gotta love to see it.
And then you have Clay, 30 plus, and RC's and Cell, both around -10. You have to perform a little bit better. You saw it the Major 2 Grand Final. Talked about it in our keys. They are able to break on through, so to get to this point,
not over yet.
They don't have the back spawns, and as you said, not over yet. They could win it here. So it has to be perfect.
Well, aBeZy not able to take that opening engagement, but we'll watch Simp now lurking top green. That timing so awkward, but the movement is on point. Cell looks like he kills himself with a nade. 2 players will fall right after that from FaZe, and into the point go NYSL, and in Hydra's debut match, the Map 1 victory, and Clay is hyped up.
And why not? Yeah, man, you know, he's going to bring it, right? He's going to bring that energy. He has a really good Map 1. Hydra as well. The entire team stepping on up. And, you know, after the first couple of hills, it just felt like Atlanta FaZe, you know, that first rotation really had control of the map. But that 5th hill going into the second rotation, that's when NYSL really turned things around. They got that lead. They never really lost it.
And I love the kind of the gas from Clay, whatever he was, like the let's go Paco type thing, like when he was gassing him up, because that's, I don't know if you've experienced it for those of you at home, but like a little teammate gas goes a long way. Sometimes we're just playing Warzone and Joe will like gas me up for a moment. I feel like I'm Superman. I feel like I can accomplish anything. Like getting that in your ear has got to be big, and props to Clay for bringing the comms, bringing the hype, and boys walk away with a Map 1 victory.
And then on the Atlanta FaZe side, you know, a little bit of the struggle, but yeah, look at Hill 1 here. You have 7 seconds on Hill 1. 7. Compared to probably a minute and a half, I would say, from NYSL. They were really gambling that second hill.
When you said it, I didn't realize it was that lopsided. You're like, I don't think they have many points. I didn't think it was that low. Like 7.
No, it was not. It was not a lot.
No, they get dominated there. Unbelievable. But New York, fantastic job, but we may have a long way to go in this series. But it's awesome to see Hydra on the squad and the guys fired up. One last shot of them enjoying it. We'll be right back with a search and destroy after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Hello and welcome back. We continue on with the battle here, and the FaZe side looked a little flustered, distraught, beaten. Arcitys just saw something that blew his mind, apparently.
I just saw that too, but yeah, they look a little pissed off. Now you see aBeZy smiling there. Whatever Arcitys saw was probably pretty funny, but yeah, they're gonna have to bounce back here.
We're gonna take a look at their stats and wins and losses, and kind of looking at it by mode. So this is, I mean, they're 14-2. Well, that's why we're still kind of gassing this team and not too worried about them. Yeah, they have 2 losses in series on the year, but the stats, yeah, I mean, they all stand out, but I think the search is the one that really stands out. I mean, you go from, I mean, it cuts in half.
Yeah, I think like the 0.98 and the 0.95 and respawns when you're losing them, that kind of makes sense, right? Like they're still competitive like we just saw, but they're losing. And typically when you're losing, you're getting outslayed a little bit. But yeah, 100% is in that search and destroy, that was, yeah, cut in half. And who's really the big difference maker here? The one that stands out for me is Arcitys in their losses compared to their wins. Right there in that AR battle, they lost it.
Yeah, I mean, they all took a big dip, but I think his just look to be the most severe, but it's difficult when some of the KDs are so high in their wins. I mean, when you're flirting with a 1.2. But we got to check out Hydra again. What a map he had. You heard the gas from Clay coming in. I'll tell you what, that gas and his gameplay could be an absolutely deadly combination. And excited to see more of it. But if anyone was worried if maybe he'd be FaZe coming against maybe the #1 team in the game, that does not seem to be the case. He seems chilled, relaxed, and a monster on the map. And it's weird because like there's times where an up-and-coming player I'll see a lot of gameplay of, like a Simp. Like I feel like I just knew Simp was coming and he was going to be this monster for so long, and I'd seen him play in various tournaments. But Hydra is a guy that I hadn't watched as much, but I'd heard so many times how good he was that it like couldn't just be. It couldn't be exaggerated almost. Like, you know what I mean, Joe? Like, over the years, you just heard it. Hydra's nasty, Hydra's nasty, Hydra's nasty, like, over and over and over again. I think that's why we were just so excited to see him in the league.
Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing the last couple of years that he's a superstar, and he's ready to show it. You know, I was very excited when NYSL announced that he was coming to America. You know, we weren't exactly sure what was going to happen with the Stage 2 roster, with the Stage 1 success, and then he just had to go to Challengers, get into it a little bit, and now he has his opportunity. First map goes their way. We saw it coming into this one. Atlanta FaZe 1-4 on this map, and one more teams are just trying to continue to play it, but aBeZy 3 times shuts down that round #1.
And, well, plays like that and just his prowess in search and destroy is where they've found a lot of their wins. But let's see it one more time. 1, 2, 3. They're all down. I was going to try and rhyme, but then I realized my rhyme was with 1, 2, 3, 4, and that didn't really work there, Joe, and my brain froze.
Yeah, it had to be with 3. Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that. I just wasn't. Oh, man. Casting can be difficult at times, let me tell you. But a 3-0 start for aBeZy. Now let's see offensively what the hit looks like. It's going to be fast towards B. The lone guy there is going to be Clayster. Likely is getting some wallbang tags on to get what information he can. But the flood is here from FaZe, and we'll see how quickly they can get a bomb plant down. Looks like Alex already on it.
And this is at times where we've seen them struggle, is really setting up at this bomb site, but a very fast trade. Getting retaken a little bit easy. Cell inside, just trying to watch the different angles. Did he spot Hydra? It looks like he did. Hydra's working it. He has a one-on-one right now. There's nobody here from NYSL, though, so they did not coordinate the right timing. But there's one of those picks where you have numbers, you solo challenge, and you lose it. So now we're deep into a 2v2.
Let's see if they can actually get it down this time. All right, there's the plan. Now 45 seconds here for Subliners to work on this defuse. Playing Mack up against Cell and aBeZy. Remember, aBeZy's working on that 3-0 stretch, so he gets a kill or two here. Just works a little bit closer to streaks. I believe he got the plant in as well. Can they hold on? Cell still just set up deep. But now time really against you. 20 seconds to go. Mack's will be the first to chow in. aBeZy gets another kill. 5-0 from him. And who got the final one? Was it Cell or aBeZy?
Couldn't tell, but maybe he got some tags in.
I wasn't sure if a crossfire came in. Yeah, I'm not sure.
We'll see. But a nice round there. They're able to work that bomb plant. The 4v4 comes in. I think maybe you're hoping that Hydra is finding an opening, but I think you would like to collapse that around the same time through those catwalk doors so he can have a higher impact. But Cell just played inside. You know, inside that elevator, he's watching both of those bottom lanes back and forth. Does a really good job playing his life, staying alive, getting tags in. Well, there's the switch up. It's not going to be a B hit from NYSL. And for Atlanta FaZe, it's going to be a 4v4 retake towards this A site.
And Cell did get the final kill, so aBeZy will be on 5-0. He might have having a one-on-one here with Clayster, but Clay, fantastic shots, and Clay takes down both. aBeZy will get the trade with the nade, but no streak's going to come through. And Clay does.
No bomb play yet. They're wrapping it.
And then behind enemy line, Simp. Oh, God, he holds that for one more second. He may get 2, but now Arcitys, 1 versus 2. No chance to make it a 1 versus 1. Mack lines him up, puts him down. Round victory to NYSL.
And, you know, it's just that Clay play. He takes it down to a 4v2. The nade does connect with him. But you don't even get into that bomb plant situation. Atlanta FaZe, they push it a little quick. Clay catches 2 players and Cell and aBeZy working on the flank. He's able to find both of them. Nice play from him. Keeps them in this one.
Yeah, that's a much needed round, right? You're going down. You lose that. Maybe aBeZy gets streaks. You're down 3-0. Stuff looks so dire early, but now right back into it, and it's going to be an onslaught here towards the B site. Who can come out on top? So far, even trades across the board. Now tracking across the map will be Mack, but he'll be the last one up as everybody else fell. We're in kind of a 3v4 there around the site. We'll see if Mack's got a bit of heroics in him.
That's why I think this B site at times can just be great for Atlanta FaZe if they're able to play their numbers, because why not, right? You want a 4-on-4, make things a little messy. Who thrives in that? It's aBeZy, it's Simp. They love those sort of plays. So when you go for the hard counter here, if you're NYSL, hoping to come out on top, but Arcitys looking over his teammates, hits some great shots, able to win the round.
Yeah, it just becomes this like open skirmish. I mean, there's places to finesse, but it's not like, it's not like the opposite site in the sense of, I guess, how all heads will collide at once. And yeah, I would take FaZe in most of those situations. So if they can get that more often than not on this map, you feel pretty good about it.
We're going to get it again. We're going to get it again. It's NYSL going towards the B site. Here it comes. It was aBeZy in round 1. It's aBeZy in round 5 to open up and find that first blood. But Asim through the catwalk stairs is going to even things out. Now Clay trying to find Cell.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to work out this round. NYSL, they go right back to the site. And this time, they've got the numbers. They get the victory. And this is what it came down to. I mean, last time they basically had 4 stacked on the site. This time, towards mid, a little bit more as Arcitys. And if he's able to track over and help, probably in a good position. But Asim gets both. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it felt like he stopped shooting. Asim was so weak. I don't know, but aBeZy was going for that trade as quickly as possible. It just doesn't come through.
Yeah, it might have been a situation where he just hadn't reloaded from the shots of the first engagement. Right back to it we go, except look where Bomb's going. Simp is taking this over towards A. The other 3 here, and I can't tell if they're going to be selling a fake or what the situation might be, but aBeZy's gotten in pretty deep. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same hit, but you want NYSL to overstay. Over-peak maybe a little bit. As Simp's able to find the first blood. You want them to challenge off that bomb site and bait them into you just sort of with a setup with both of your ARs down low. Cell's able to give them a man advantage. Bomb is down, though. Clayster. Mack, I think they both know this. They know they have to work for this. aBeZy trying to get set on up. Look at Cell, just so far away. Now, just can aBeZy get away with the bomb? That's the question. It's looking like he will.
Yeah, and you see, you still got Cell posted up. If you were RC's here, you just can't drop. You got some information. Just make sure you stay up, maintain the numbers, back up, get bomb down, play around that, efficiently trade. You get a round W. He gets picked in that window, things get a whole hell of a lot more scrappy.
And those are the rounds, that's what was happening. And he does anyways. He does end up getting picked. aBeZy very low. He's going to hit a wide wrap all the way through the enemy spawn. Going to come middle of the tunnel. Cell just trying to buy time. aBeZy is able to pounce. And he goes for the retail, and aBeZy's feeling it on Express.
Oh, just a movement there. Little back down, slide and hop out. Clay can't deal with it, but a great wrap. And it looks like, Mack had the read, but aBeZy had the gunny. Some big wins there for aBeZy. And yeah, it gets a little bit scary when you lose those numbers. And I thought Arcitys did a good job backing down for the first fight, trying to get into position. Just maybe didn't realize he was open to the angle he got caught in.
Yeah, there's a lot of different angles. I think that's one you probably forget about, top train at times. What they can see, but NYSL, what adjustments will they make? They're going to try and maybe slow things down. Actually, they're just going to try and hit through middle. Through that middle street. But Atlanta FaZe, they're playing retake at B. You're going to have Cell just watching the spawn. The other 3 are working towards A. Then it's going to be a wrap through. aBeZy does get spotted. He just backs down. So we're pretty much at a standstill right now. Just which site does NYSL want to go to? It's looking like it's going to be that B site.
It'll work to get the plant down. Now you have this 4-on-4 retake, but just due to some of the line of sights here from NYSL, it's going to be so difficult not to be caught. But you're grouping up for the most part on the left side of the map. and then Cellium kind of working an island on the right for the pinch. If they win one of these first gunfights, it is going to turn some heads for NYSL, make this so much more difficult, but can they do just that? Nope. Good cover fire from Clay. He's top plat, lining up the shots. Cellium barely finishes that one last bullet. Suddenly everybody falling all around. It's just going to be Hydra now. It was 1 versus 3, down to a 1v2. And Arcitys has the angle, wins the gunfight. Time for the defuse. 5th round on the board for Atlanta FaZe.
Nice patience. Gets down to about 20 seconds there in the 3v4. Then once they're able to drop one domino, the rest fall after that. Nice teamwork out of Atlanta FaZe. And that's kind of what we talked about before this match. Seeing more of that. Right? Don't lose your numbers. Go into the 4v4 retake on defense. Because when you play retakes, you have an idea of where those opponents are going to be, where you can put your nades, where they're setting up, and that's when someone like aBeZy, someone like Cell can find that opening and go.
It's just so different on either side of it, right? Like, if you're on that retake and you lose a player, I mean, for the other 3, your plan of attack is still basically the same. You got so much time to push. But if you're on defense and lose somebody, somebody's got to pick up that angle right where the player dropped, and comms can get hectic, something can get lost, and things just fall so fast. I think what you said with the domino falling, yeah, exactly. Like, once one dropped, the other 2 were right behind it in rapid succession.
The first A hit here from Atlanta FaZe. Trophy's going to go down. Cellium's just going to push on through. It looks like you saw a lot of heavy presence towards the flank. Seems trying to go back to the middle. Got a great first blood. How quickly he can just jump in that train, now play his life. Cell's just trying to find that trade, but he's going to get to his teammates. aBeZy, though, going to make this a 3-on-3. Now 30 seconds left for NYSL to retake.
aBeZy up to 10-4. Now Hydra, who is fantastic in the map 1, still trying to find his footing in the search, but Mack just peeks in, finds the kill at the dead body. Unfortunately, Hydra just trying desperately to get the angle, but the slide back and forth ends up being enough to finesse. And he'll be on the defuse. The final FaZe player will drop. NYSL will survive to see another round, but you know, I think he snapped onto the. It was a dead body of a FaZe player. It was a dead body.
Yeah, it was like his team. Yeah. I think that was his teammate. Was it not? I don't know. Either or. You're probably right. Yeah, it was probably FaZe. That would make a lot more sense. But yeah, he put some shots in, but it's all right. He plays his life, does a really good job, and then a double challenge from Mack up top. Nice teamwork there, and then they're in the 1v3.
We gotta remember that, like, we see the overlays for the jerseys, right? Like,
that's a very good point.
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different for them. Yeah, just for anyone watching at home, like, we have, you know, the cool jerseys over everybody, but they're seeing the, you know, the default skins. Because that wouldn't exactly be fair if one jersey was a little bit brighter and easier to see, now would it?
Technology's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, he's not looking at what we are exactly in that position. We'll see if NYSL can bring it back. They're going to have to rip off 4 straight rounds. 1 already done. The next 3, we'll see what they can do. On plan in, another 4-on-4 retake situation, and maybe this time a little bit easier. Cell gets the first blood. Clay already out of the action, but the hero playmaker and aBeZy out of it for the FaZe side, so to a 3v3 we go.
It's that coordination a little bit off with that timing. The other 2 are trying to work that other catwalk. They give a different look. Last time it was through the NYSL flank. This time from the defensive side, but 3v3 we go. Simp able to find one, able to find the second. Don't worry about it, aBeZy. I got you. And again, with about 20 seconds left, they pounce. But Cellium with that first blood weakens and softens that defense. There's that retake. You get it, Atlanta FaZe. They win an express.
Well, I guess I'm just curious now. Did you see some improvements for FaZe, or was it more, you know, NYSL obviously haven't had a ton of search reps with this particular roster, and FaZe took advantage of that?
When I've seen them struggle on this map, I think especially defensively, someone who is like maybe the island player is getting picked, and they can't play those retakes as well as they would like to. So I think they've improved on that a lot.
Okay, and that was one of your big things. Well, yeah, that was one of your big things to look out for, though, and you like to see any kind of improvements. But where it was a face of frustration after map 1, you saw Tyler aBeZy there, all smiles. He had a monster map, starting it off with a nasty 3-piece to get things going. And Simp still just, well, locked in.
Yeah,
we'll look at the stats.
New roster for NYSL. You're going to have some openings in Search and Destroy. You're going to learn a lot from that game. Go back and watch it. But, I mean, there was a couple of chances there. But I think the big thing is, what did Atlanta FaZe do? They really exploited them at that B site, whether it was those fast offensive rounds, just the hard counters. Maybe just have to switch up a couple of different positions and how they want to adjust from there.
Yeah, it's going to be a mode that takes a little time to work on, especially for Hydra just getting kind of tossed into the mix. But impressive map 1, just not maybe exactly what he wanted there in the map 2. But it is time to look at our U.S. Army tactical play. We're going to check it out. This is going to be from round 6. aBeZy making plays. He had a fantastic map into the double digits. Joe, let's watch it again.
Yeah, this was him just trying to work this this bomb side as Cell. Cell gets this kill and right, and they're sort of in this 3-on-2. aBeZy has to work all the way for the bomb. You don't want him to get picked as he's trying to get out with it. Clay and Mack group up together. Bomb gets planted. Arcitys gets picked. And in this 2v2, he just hits it. He hits the gap. He gets a little weak there. Now, what Clay and Mack could do at this time is maybe just try to go and fly at Cell. But they don't know where aBeZy is. Is he just down low? Could be pushing through. Mack just gets a little... If he does that 1 second earlier, he probably has the advantage in the gunfight, but aBeZy... He takes each one-on-one and then uses that movement to perfection.
Yeah, 100%. If there was any hesitation for the rewrap there from aBeZy, maybe you pick that up if you're Mack. But he hits it, it works out. He gets the 2 final kills. He gets a round victory on the board for FaZe. But as it stands, we're tied up 1-1. We're headed to a quick break. When we get back, Control's on the board.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance. We offer insurance that's made for the military community to help them easily protect what they've worked hard for. The New York Subliners. This is basically a brand new roster for the Subliners. All things have changed, and here we go. Clay once again comes up clutch.
He is the true veteran.
Diamond Khan, keeping this run going.
Asim has really been having himself a hell of a series.
Mack popping up in the feed. Shout out to Mack, that was a killer 2-piece. And a fantastic end to the round there for New York.
Joe, let's talk a little bit about the French sensation that is Hydra. Moved over to the States, ready to make his impact here on the COD League, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it.
No, I am as well. Yeah, that's really the big storyline today. You know, what can Hydra do with this team? Game number 1 was fantastic.
We're going to take a look at the Astros social soundboard now and see some of the tweets. And yeah, you see a lot of them getting involved. Apparently, I stole Josh's words exactly because I think I almost said that verbatim. Sorry about that, Josh. That wasn't even intentional. But yes, I agree. A lethal combination. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. And we have something actually in common, being Hydra. Because it, weirdly enough, wasn't my French class, but I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. And guess what my name was in Spanish class? It was Paco. It was Paco. So we're basically the same person. Wildly talented in Call of Duty and also Paco. But here's a little bit about his history, Joe.
Yeah, he's been competing for, you know, just since Modern Warfare 2019. So just a quick rise, really, to stardom. Joined Subliners in October, played with the NYSL Academy in Challengers. And, yeah, I mean, this is the most promising French player. But yeah, he's French. It was a Spanish name, so
yeah,
I don't know if
I'm
that
not
really
sure.
correlates at all. I don't think it does.
I learned a lot too, like "Donde está la biblioteca?"
Yeah, where's the library? That's a good one. Good job.
Yes, no, it's very, very impressive. But no, I think for you and I, we've really wanted in general, you know, for like a dominant French team, Spanish team, German team. Like the more this becomes an international affair, we're all for it. And you know, this is a good step in the sense of I know he's playing for NYSL, but just seeing a French player of his caliber getting in the league, it's awesome to see, without question. But let's talk a little bit about the control ranks and I guess how good NYSL have been, Joe.
Well, they've been great in attack rounds. They're still first in the league, you know, in the league. But you see defense rounds 11th. Again, 2-5 in stage 2. I think a lot of this was really in stage 1. They play a lot of raid. That's probably why you see a good amount of, you know, attack rounds going there where teams have gotten a lot better. But we're going to Garrison. They did not play that in stage 2. So, you know, again, you have a new roster. You're going to make some adjustments. You know you're going up against Atlanta FaZe. What maps do you want to play against them? Atlanta FaZe known to veto checkmate control a good amount. So is it raid? Is it going to be Garrison? We go with Garrison.
We'll get ready to hop into Garrison as these teams battle it out. And then for map 4, which we're guaranteed, this will be my first time. I haven't actually casted Apocalypse yet somehow. Like all the matchups we've had just hasn't been on the card. So I'm excited when we get to that. But first and foremost, we'll focus here on the control.
Hello.
See if NYSL can bounce back into respawn as the FaZe guys have a little fun.
Yeah, emotes going around, pointing at each other. This is your map, my map. We're getting together. We're rolling out defense for Atlanta FaZe in round 1.
Here we go. Into the fray. Oh, Atlanta FaZe and aBeZy. Going to be working underground, but you can see on the minimap, not a lot there for him to work with. 2 of his teammates going to end up dropping as well, so we'll get this transition over, and that's a big 2 kills from Cellium, considering he had a few teammates drop, but you got to love the early aggression here from NYSL.
I mean, that is huge. Maybe you get a tick there if you're NYSL. If he doesn't hit those shots, Hydra very weak. Clay, he slides out for the second challenge. Asim, though, was trying to work that pinch, and he's there a few seconds earlier. Maybe all 3 of them are alive, and they get that B point. Or that A point, at least a tick or 2, but that doesn't come in. And remember, we're on the patch now where the A zone's a little bit extended out, right outside of this green door. So you can at least contest a little bit easier than one of those points that teams are getting better at, but that should help them. 35 seconds left. We're tied in the lives. They just have to stop this clock.
Yeah, just, you know, keep an eye on that. And Joe and I, we typically do a pretty good job calling it out or focusing on it, but that guy on defense, when you're 2 or 3 down, and they come up with a few kills like that, it changes around entirely. Excellent job by Cell, but now can they get on it? Can they get the clock to stop or maybe work to get that minute-long extension? Some work to do. They'll stop it at 12 seconds. You still have, I believe, Simp that's going to be lurking around that point. And then set up inside will be Cell, getting it done with an AR, getting it done with a sub. Doesn't matter. The guy can do it all.
Yeah, just good job staying alive. Now you have RC's top green. You can work on the reinforcements. There's the test, but you're down to 0.4 seconds. So this has to be pretty darn perfect from NYSL. They have to stay on this point. They are committed to it. Simp, though, the man that might ruin this, you would have thought. He tries to go on the flank, and that's going to be 2 dead. And you see everybody fly towards this light side. A little bit easier to cover. You can watch each other's backs as Asim, Hydra, working this, and there we go. With 0.4 seconds left, they're going to get that extension. Now they have to work this A zone. Only down a couple of lives, and Hydra trying to stay alive, just misses Cell.
Yeah, you just don't have much time to work with, do you, Joe? I mean, we talk about 2 minutes being, 2 minutes plus being the good side of it, a minute the bad side of it. But yeah, 3 dead is what maybe gives you an opportunity. Unfortunately, Clay will get caught from deep by Arcitys, but Asim is there with the trade. Now, they got the first step down. They got the 3 down, which is going to allow them to get control mid-map, but they're going to have to find another wave here, and they don't have a ton of time to work with.
They're going to try and do it through the back. RC's off a spawn. He's able to take down Asim. Mack's there for the trade, but they had 1 push on B. We're going to have 1 push on A, and here it comes. 12 seconds left. Cellium with this 74U, doing a great job throughout this round in clutch scenarios. plays his life. There's his teammate in aBeZy with the slide out and the trade. Clay trying to get on that point. But that is going to do it. Atlanta FaZe, hold on. It's that one play for me from Cell to stop that transition early off that break. And then they're able to just work that time. Put all the pressure on NYSL.
It's insane to say that's probably what decided it all, considering how early in the round it was. But absolutely, I agree with you. He gets one there or none. They likely lose that point instantly, and our conversation is a whole hell of a lot different. But nice little clutch up there by Cell. Keep them in the round early. Now we'll swap sides and see what the point of focus is going to be. And I mean, how big of a deal do you think that extension is going to be with regards to that A zone?
I mean, I don't think it's like the biggest deal of difference, but maybe another angle that the defense has to check, right? You know, it's which corner is that offensive player in, and just you can a different contest spot. At least you can pause that clock, but it's still a difficult zone to take overall because you have to fly out of that door. But again, it gives you another chance, another position to capture that from.
We'll see if in this matchup it ends up having any kind of big impact or moment, but Clay in a strong position top green. Lovely shots there onto aBeZy. Unfortunately, though, 2 of his teammates dropped. That's going to be the go-ahead sign for Simp, as he's going to try and flood right up the middle, straight towards the spawn here of NYSL. We'll see how many he can take down. He gets one, just can't quite slide away. And it's a big kill for Mack. You don't have to keep worrying about him in behind enemy lines.
Yeah, but Simp's job is done. He flies up the middle, and he spawns them top right instead of bottom left. If there's a bottom left spawn there from NYSL, they probably go lights, maybe just get on that contest and try to fight for the zone. But he spawns them top right, so NYSL is thinking, all right, let's just focus on A. Let's not let anything happen. They shut down Simp, but it's an early B capture for Atlanta FaZe. And now they're up a couple of lives. This, is a singular objective. It's a little bit easier for that defensive team.
Watching Asim for now. He's the one getting a ton of information from top green to spot out players from FaZe. But as I say that, aBeZy's able to take him out, and that's the cue to go forward. Simp just going to start soaring in. It's behind one. The shot's on point, but Mack there instantly with that trade. Cellium will follow it up, and now you've got a foothold onto the point. Trophy out. 5 in a row now for Cell, as he is 10-5. A trophy doesn't live long, but we'll see if Cell can. The nade is right on him. Cell will drop. Hydra pushes in to get 2. And what looked good for a moment for FaZe seems to be slowed down for now.
Yeah, just great job retaking this zone. Hydra able to find 2 kills. Clay with that 3rd. You got the position that you wanted if you're Atlanta FaZe. Just that 1 kill from Hydra, or from Simp on the Hydra, just slows them down, right? That's the player watching top green. A streak comes in, doesn't connect with anyone. That's an artillery, but that opens up the zone, so they get right back on it. Already ahead in objective ticks. Mack and Hydra, though, from top green. Simp and Cellium respond. You still have Cellium alive, and now it's going to be a 1v1. It's a 1v1, but Asim wins it.
Asim just going massive for NYSL, but there's still 50 seconds to work with. There's still so much time on this, but they've survived the first 2 kind of onslaughts from FaZe onto the point. And I didn't see who got this streak. I guess Cell was the closest.
Must have been Cell with the objective time. Probably objective time.
I might not have noticed it, but I'm guessing that's what it was. He seemed to be the closest and best chance to get it.
Yeah, but the artillery, they're able to survive that. Now 20 seconds left. They have life advantage. Play with a nice shots. That'll stagger the push a little bit for Atlanta FaZe. They also have to fight for mid-map control. This is looking good. I think you're happy if NYSL able to survive it. Considering you had to deal with the artillery, you had to deal with the retake. Clay now up to 5. Can he earn some streaks for their offense? And they are going to hold on. He's trying to get a couple of spawn kills. He's going to carry this spree into the next round, but Subliners able to tie things up 1 apiece.
And how good has Clay been in these respawns? I mean, he was really, really strong in the map 1. He's been great here thus far. Into control. Did you see the video of him last night? He tweeted out turning on FeLo? His brain was pretty nasty.
I did not.
Oh, it was just him. Like, it was like, sheesh, FeLo. It was a clip of him just 180ing him on checkmate. It was kind of nasty.
Trying to get
trying to get in FeLo's head before he's really in the league. You know, he's playing later today. He just wants to make sure he's shaking.
Nah, he's fine. He's good.
Yeah. FeLo's a psychopath. That's not going to face him at all. He's gonna be sprinting and screaming regardless of what's going down.
Oh no, bro. We'll get into it. He's a lot different, dude. Challenge the last couple of years. Watch, he's a lot more calmer. He's a lot more calmer.
I just think of him holding forward and shouting a lot. That
doesn't happen as much. Doesn't happen as much, but well, I'm sure it doesn't.
The Warzone with him, he was still screaming.
I'm sure it doesn't. It's Search and Destroy. Mr. Mid-Match himself, right up down the middle. But Clay now up to 6 in a row. Carried that streak into this round. If Asim on the point, just needs one more. Try to get that artillery. Just gotta be telling his teammates, like, someone please bait for me, please. Like, all these angles. When does Atlanta FaZe get aggressive? And do they know he's on a streak? Probably the way he's playing this. I'm sure they do.
Just like you don't want to waste too much time trying to get this streak, right? Like, you've got to get focused on the objective at some point. They are on to B now. Trying to get that bit of progression. Clay still just looking for this kill. Like, somebody give me a freebie. Shots into so many players, but hasn't quite got the kill. This might be the chance. There it is. The artillery is in, but there's only 25 seconds left on the clock. He's not got many bullets in, but just enough bullets to find the kill. Full streaks now for Clay. On to the objective. And it seems for now, it's all worked out.
Yeah, well, Hydra's actually pushed through towards A. He's able to win one. I think Clay wants Hydra to stay alive there. He wants to work both objectives while Hydra is basically inside a brick, so they can't get into that position. And now on the cruise missile, he gets taken down. aBeZy able to take down both on that point. So the cruise comes in, but bouncing back from that is Hydra and Asim off a spawn. They're able to pause that clock.
Well, thank God. I mean,
yeah, that was almost a total collapse.
Yeah, this round was seconds away from being over, it feels like, but thankfully they win it on one side of the map, and they'll try and stay up until their teammates can get back into it. But look at where Simp was. I mean, he has pushed up so far, it's going to make it so difficult for Clayster and Mack to get back in on the action. But actually, he might have to track back, because now his teammates lose it on the A zone. You saw he was kind of looking back and forth, like, do I help? Do I focus on the spawners? Do I help?
Artillery.
It becomes a mess.
Artillery, and this is an all-in moment here from Clay and NYSL. They are going for this. We talked about this spot, the impact it would have. Asim's been here the entire time. Hydra, he's pushed up in the spawn. Which point are they going to go to? They all get taken down. You have Simp cutting off the reinforcements from NYSL. The streaks. Do they turn into anything for Clay and the crew? It's not looking like it. I think that's gonna do it. Atlanta FaZe, they hold on again.
I'll tell you what, it's Cell again, I think, because right after the artillery, right, they're set up in that new corner you were talking about. Cell comes out and kills 2 or 3, right,
that's
right here.
His point right here.
He just comes out and gets these kills. It's massive. It is absolutely massive because, you know, you saw him kind of pinned inside of bricks with the streak, and, you know, you get him pinned, so hopefully you can get position that he can't do just that and soar out and get 2 kills, but he does, and I think that's really what decides it.
Ooh, well, now you have Cell and Simp on a couple of streaks, and even when he called in the cruise, because, yeah, you had Hydra pushed up towards A, you had 2 on B, and they got, like, no kills after that. They got nothing from it. Trying to work a couple of spawn kills, hoping they could work both zones, but it doesn't happen. Atlanta FaZe. I believe we were told they were 11-1 coming into this map on defensive rounds. So they've won 2. Now 13-1. They've only lost 1 defense on Garrison.
That's actually pretty damn insane. But
yeah.
As you saw the one time we casted them, we had 2 full pages of stats that they were first in. There's a lot that they lead the way in, but that's kind of nuts with that many played, just 1 round loss. We'll see if they can close it out here. They should be getting a 5th round defense, I would think, just based on the fact that they got, what, a 1 full zone and 2 bits of progress on their first offense?
Yes. Yeah, it just depends, because, I mean, NYSL, they had 3 on the first offense, and then right there, 3 or 4. I don't know the exact number.
Well,
this could be a perfect. Yeah, this could be a perfect defense.
Yeah.
But there's that second ticket B. They should get that zone. It's looking like NYSL is going to give that up. Mack trying to stay alive up top does a really good job.
I'm pretty sure this seals it for them to have defense, but
I believe you. I trust you with your Maven stats.
Well, they got 5, I think, in the first offense, so it should be in a good spot. But obviously, they still have a chance to close it out here. A ton of time to work with. Live, nothing to really write home about. Pretty similar from that standpoint. Some big kills at mid-map now for NYSL, and the cue to push on forward. Hydra's trying to get tucked away. Look for players off the spawn. I think Arcitys had the read, but Hydra had the shots, and he's just continuing to chow. He actually did drop one before, so he goes 2 for 1. You'll love that out of Hydra. He's playing aggressive.
He's got Asim right behind him, and it'll be a fun dynamic duo to watch. I mean, you know, Asim's had such a breakout year, but he might have to take a step back, you know, with Hydra on this team. We'll see how it goes, which I think he's perfectly comfortable doing. Such a big year for him. Well, there's another scenario. Atlanta FaZe, they'll get 2 or 3 out on A. The retake comes in, and after that, it's all NYSL. Just 4 or 5 kills in a row. Now, with only 9 lives remaining, Atlanta FaZe going to have to work this middle of the map.
They don't have a whole lot more cracks at this. Consider the time dwindling and the mid-map presence from NYSL. These are some big moments here. aBeZy finds an opener, drops right after. As long as you trade efficiently here from NYSL, you should be able to close this out and push it to a round 5. You just can't have a collapse. Can't give up that 2-3 down, and so far, good job. 1 drops, they pick up a kill. 1 drops, they pick up a kill. Just have to keep that rhythm going. Because they're in a position where an efficient trade wins them the round.
Again, going for that player on the point. That was Hydra again. Arcitys is hoping he can just work that angle to take him out so his teammates can work top green and get onto that zone. Only 3 players remaining, though. 3v7. Simp is here. He's going to have to be the first one to slide on out. Mack's there to get that trade, and New York Subliners send us to a round 5.
All right, we'll see if my math was correct, but I think it should be a FaZe defense.
It is, yeah, you're correct.
I am like wondering too. I guess I like the change also because like I hated, not that I didn't hate it, but like those rounds where, you know, an offensive team would just stop. Yep. Yes, because you just kind of had to. Like you didn't want to throw lives away. You wouldn't go for the objective. I think now it's going to lead to a few more maybe desperation plays on the objective just to go for it, which we have seen in Control this year. Yeah, which has been awesome. But you usually see that when it's like, do that or you lose the game, right? Now I think we're going to have maybe more early Control game situations where that'll be the case. Like you just send it. Why not? Like the lives don't matter.
NYSL get that break. They had go in the first couple of rounds, maybe a chance, but RC's going to find the first kill on the map. Pretty slow so far from both teams.
And just a reminder, what was that stat, Joe, for FaZe's defense here?
They were 11-1, so 13-1 now on defense.
13-1. Subliners are going to have to make that 13-2 if they're going to get a victory here in the map 3. Asim would love that one back, but aBeZy with the headshots, Arcitys with the headshots, Simp with the crisp shots, and NYSL, they're falling all over the map.
Yeah, you're hoping Asim can get a kill or 2 in that spot. He had both players so weak. The rest of his team now trapped. Atlanta FaZe gets so far pushed up. Look at Simp's position. Cellium controlling caution. So difficult to get out of here. Only 20 seconds remaining. It looks like they might be trying to focus on top green. Asim, though, do they get the opening through the middle? Able to take down 1. Knows there's going to be another challenge. Clay does take down Simp, so they might be able to work this B zone and extend this time.
Curious just to see what FaZe decide to do here. If they just want to get positioned and set up, it looks to be the case. Well, maybe not. I thought they were giving it up for a second, but it looks like they want to take another point of attack. You just can't both drop here and give them a clean capture and clean transition. Well, they're not going to do that. They're finding all the kills. Asim gets pinched. All 4 fall, and the gamble maybe to retake the zone pays off for FaZe, and that might close out the game here. Everybody's scrambling, sprinting, flying, trying to get the zone from NYSL, and it's not going to happen. FaZe retake and close it out. Move to 14-1 in defensive rounds on Garrison Control.
And interesting enough, I've been noticing it. I wasn't sure if he was picking it up or just kind of rolling with it, but Cellium was running a lot of the times a third 74 on defense. I think when it was really a focus on the A site. So you know what, they want to make sure they had bricks control. They never wanted to give that up. And if you want to fly out at top green, you're going to have to fly out at 3 subs. So, you know, something to point out with Atlanta FaZe, the way they're playing that defensive side. But I think NYSL, what was that round? Was it round 2? That offense that round 3, their second offense with the streaks coming in from Clay.
Yeah.
A little bit better. That might turn an offensive round win for them.
It could have. But you got to think this is like, I don't know, some map and mode where defensively it's got to feel great for a team like FaZe. You know how aggressive they like to be. And sometimes if you're over aggressive on a hard point, you can mess up spawns or something, right? And this, like, you can be kind of as aggressive as you want to. Like, once you get mid-map position, you can really get into spots and be a thorn in the side of the opposition. You saw it at times there. Like, they love to fly you. They love to stagger the push and make it difficult.
Yeah, very balanced effort from Atlanta FaZe. On the subliner side, 6,000 from both Asim and Clayster. Not really a bad game. I mean, a very close back and forth battle. And, for NYSL, it was about being able to slay with these top teams, and they've done it these first 2 respawns.
Yeah. And I guess we've talked about the fact I always think that hard point's kind of the easier mode when you make a team change versus the others. It's the one you play the most. It just seems that teams get in the mix with that a little bit easier. Maybe some work to do in S&D and the control, but still, they're playing them tough, right? And that's all you can kind of ask for at this point. They're not out of it. Yeah, down 1-2, but a chance to take the series. FaZe, though, in control right now. We've got another hard point on Apocalypse coming up next after the break. Hello, and welcome back to the London Home Series, and we've got something special for you. If you take a look at your bottom of the screen, right there, see it down there? Any purchase at GameFuel.com, you've got a chance to win a team pack here for the CDL. We love free stuff. Everybody does. Joe, don't you love free stuff?
Of course I do. If you had to pick one team pack, which one are you going with, Math? I'm putting you on a spot here.
Dude, the Mutineers skins look really, really good. I think I'm going Mutineers.
Okay.
I love them. They, dude, on the guns, they look so sexy. They pop.
Camera's
they're vibrant.
nice.
The way the light and the sun reflects off it. Ooh! Makes me so happy. Tingling all over my body, Joe. But here's our maps and the modes. It is Apocalypse time. I'm excited. I mean, you and I have recorded, we did some funny videos on this, which I don't think are released yet. I'm excited for that, but all of my gold is there, Joe. Lots of treasure.
Lots of gold. And here's a look at game one in the way they played it. Asim a ton of time, but it's really Clay and Hydra in that slaying category, both with 30+ kills in that map one. And that map one was Atlanta FaZe's map pick. So you go to Apocalypse, the one hardpoint map that wasn't picked was Raid. So NYSL choosing not to pick that. They pick Apocalypse as a different one, and maybe that's because the addition of Hydra, and they want to play around the aggression. But this is one Atlanta FaZe. I think they're probably pretty excited to play instead of Raid. This is one where the submachine guns can really decide the outcome of the map.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious. We saw from a sub standpoint, Hydra went toe-to-toe with Simp. We talk about superstars and just dropping numbers. Like, he was right there with him. From a kill perspective, I think it was really the ARs that struggled a bit on the FaZe side, and we'll see how it plays out when we get into this map 4. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I just haven't seen a lot of it. Hoping we'll see more of it, but who knows? I can stand off and play down the road, which I pray that's the thing, because I love that map more than I love anything.
It's my favorite map ever.
It's so good. It's so good.
It'll be a good time to see in the middle of season 3. So see what happens with that. But Apocalypse,
I'm going to use my commissioner powers to get that in. If it's not, like, I will somehow use my powers.
I don't think you have anything to worry about, if I'm being honest with you.
I wouldn't think so, but right into the mixer goes Simp and aBeZy. They're both able to take one down, but Asim and Mack on the other end of it answer in kind. Into the first hard point to get stuff started will be NYSL. We'll be heading to the top right side of the map for our second hard point, so look on a bit of focus there, as you can already see the FaZe squad trying to retake mid from that angle.
Well, and you just see Atlanta FaZe just playing very, very slow on the right side of the map. That's where we're going for number 2. One of really the discussions around maybe why we don't see Apocalypse that often from teams is they are afraid if you have a bad start, sort of you chain 1 and 2 together, you get a ton of time, you're down, 80 and 90 points with how difficult this second hill is able to break. But NYSL, this is as good as it gets. You get a ton of time, you have the rotation through, they break the spawns 3 dead, Simp the last one alive. As we head on over towards Ruins, and that was perfect from the Subliners.
Yeah, Asim just ate that nade, didn't have a care in the world. He hit like 20 HP, still able to take it. Fantastic job there from Asim, as he's on a 3 streak at 5 and 2. And maybe we're going to see exactly what you were talking about. The crazy scoreline you can get going early in this game if you chain them together, because it is looking comfortable for NYSL right now. Look at this scoreline.
And they did it from the bad side. So there we go, right? Hey, CDL teams, it's possible. You can flip those spawns going into the second hill. But a slow start from Arcitys and Cell once again. Not been able to find a lot of those early kills. And now you have Clay on 5 in a row. Make it 6, trying to work some streaks.
Well, NYSL, they're popping off, right? You got 7 in a row from Clay right now. He's already got the artillery to earn. It is 92-3 as the scoreline keeps surging. I want to wait to see if he can get all his streaks. He's able to do it. We'll watch the tail end of this. I do want to listen in from FaZe. They try to battle back. Actually, all right, now that Clay has dropped, if you're FaZe, you're down massively. You've got to rebound a huge comeback. They've done it a couple times this year. They've got to do it again. Let's go to an Astro. Listen in with Atlanta FaZe.
Wait, on TV.
One low, mid open. I'm staying down. Can you shoot MC? Yeah, I'm staying down. Give me ladder. I'm going right.
Someone
I'm I'm wrapping on
Yo, Coop dead. Oh, Coop one shot. Two Coop. There's 2 Coop.
Cross back.
Flash
I'm Charlie guy outer.
I'm gonna Charlie.
I don't see him.
Regen.
Close to me.
Charlie.
What's that?
Nice.
Wait,
I'm going.
back bench. Only one new. One back bench, okay? Yeah, we spawned here. I'm trying to go fast.
I'm in PS. Battery.
Mack, one shot, landing him.
I'll see him. He's a bench.
He's dead.
Full flash.
Mid. Going Coop.
Nice.
One shot. Zig.
Yeah, stay up.
I'm
watching him. Pinch.
Alright, we're pinching front.
Mack pinching dead. One shot.
Nice. Point Clay. Z corner.
Z corner.
Yeah, on point.
You shoot me.
Point.
I still Hydra back.
Nice.
Shit. Crossing Clay then.
One more.
Nice.
Last one.
Yeah, last one.
I'm gonna damage. I got you.
Yeah, I know. I'm helping you.
I got one.
Back here. He's gonna curve it.
I'm nade. Oh shit, he's on top. Hydra.
I TV.
He named me.
He's trying to curve it.
They double named me. They're all on time, I think. They're 2 on time.
They're 2 on time.
We're good. 25, it's fine.
Make sure we stay on the side. I'm just holding bench. Mack, then? I'm spawning out, guys. I think that's ammo already.
I'm still holding. I am.
They're spawning front.
Yeah,
it's one ammo, I think.
That's fine.
Yo, honestly,
I'm looking for ammo. Go ammo.
Play
one shot. Play one shot, ammo, guys.
I'm old time Mack.
Well, FaZe have gotten some points on the board, but the deficit still around the same. 90-ish points. NYSL are up. One of the streaks does come into play, but it's a contest now at 5th, and I guess I'm most interested to see, like, when we get into the second set of rotations, if FaZe can clean it up in first and second.
Well, I mean, they might be in a world of pain if they don't have a great hill here. We go to bottom ammo. This is another money hill, NYSL. They have the spawns, but fighting through the front of it is Atlanta FaZe. You see the spawns now for Asim and Clayster. Or sorry, Asim and Hydra. It's all the way out at second. Mack trying to do his best to stay alive. But the spawns do flip. And Atlanta FaZe, I think with that break, their chances in this map are still there, 100%. If that goes bad, you were almost at 200 points off the first rotation.
Yeah,
from the subliners. Like that's just ridiculous. They did such a good job 1-2, but also bouncing back at that 4th hill, using that streak to flip the spawns. But Atlanta FaZe staying alive with this final hill.
You nailed it. Kind of do or die time, and they step up to the plate. Now we get into our second set of rotations, and this is where NYSL started to run away with it. And you've got kind of a similar position for FaZe this time around. Just can they do better with it, maintain the spawns, also get eyes on clearing them out of the hard point. The person to take that fight is going to be aBeZy, as he's looking to find the opening, to circumvent whatever players he can. I think he makes them scramble around the point for a second, but they locate him, they get right back into the hard point.
And this is what the subliners did at the start of this. So with the positioning that they have around TV, around bottom stilts, you're seeing where Cellium is spawning. He's all the way up towards that back 5th hill, even with Arcitys back here. So you have to hold from all the way deep in the spawn, also from that 2nd hill towards that mound, but you're spawning very far away because of the position of the subliners. But 3 or 4 kills in a row, and you finally get a little balance here, a little map positioning, so you can set up for second. You have spawn control. And now here we go. FaZe, they hold on, but you still have that artillery and that streak to use if you want to, if you're Clay.
Well, I think the ping does come in. He'll hold on to the streak for now, but that's now Arcitys in this kind of anchor spot, going on a killing spree. Maybe he can answer the streaks from Clay. Oh, well, no, yeah. He gets greeted by Clay and just gets thunderstruck in the face. Now they drop the streak. They look to fly forward. Can FaZe hold on? A break here from NYSL could be ball game if they get in.
At least disrupted this. But look at this. So you have aBeZy all the way pushed up, number 4, getting in a position. It's almost like they want to flip these spawns, get them trapping all the way there towards the back temple. But aBeZy is here on an early rotation, so the streak doesn't connect. I guess you're happy because, you know, you probably disrupted, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds, but they would have liked a little bit more.
Well, this is the closest you've had the game since opening hardpoint.
Yes, yeah, very true. So Atlanta FaZe, they hold on to the spawns. This was the hill, though, where they earned a ton of time on that first rotation, but Hydra with a big multi-kill slow things down.
What can aBeZy do from this spot? Little ledge slide out, movement on point. Can't quite get the nade out in time, but I thought to pick it up would be Simp, but Clayster, Guardian Angel, and now the Guardian Angel is down, but then Hydra comes soaring on in. Trade. It's just a flurry, a flood of kills at our 3rd hard point, and no one's gotten much time here at all.
If we can't observe, can we go over to Cells? Okay, so I've been wondering, he's running another 3rd 74U, so you know, maybe this is one of those situations where they like his aggression and you're seeing more. We saw in Garrison Control, just trying to flex him off of that, use just how fast of a team they can be. When you have the setups in the early rotations, right, you can put those 74Us in a great position where, yeah, come into 3 74Us. It's going to be a ton of fun for both of your ARs. They're able to get the spawns, they're able to flip, and now they have statue control.
It feels like more often than not in the history of Call of Duty, we get to a 3-sub meta on more maps than not at some point. Like, maybe not every year, but I guess for me it feels like that's the case.
Yeah, it's usually a pacing thing, right? Just sort of how quick you can be.
What do they got it to? We might have a chance for a lead change here. The first time FaZe has enjoyed one since God knows when. 200 to 199. There they overtake the lead. Set up inside a fourth. The pressure for the first time in this game now on Subliners to bring it back. They're on the brink of elimination in this game. One more map win. FaZe get the W. And now Subliners have battled them tough. You got to dig deep and find something here in the final moments of this game. The good thing, though, you've got control of next. You've got Clayster set up deep. You've got to get a rally right now if you're Subliners.
Yeah, so they take their time on that hill. They give up a ton of it, but they go through that lower pathway. They're able to get into ammo. They get control ammo and flip the spawns. Asim does spawn out. Cellium trying to work all the way through the back and on the hill. It's going to be Arcitys and Simp trying to work a bit of a pinch. The 2v3 on that hill. Asim and Hydra shut it down as Arcitys trying to do what he can, but he's all by himself.
Yeah, I think the push has just been really staggered from FaZe at times. Just kind of, I don't know. One by
Was that
one.
like two different places, right? Someone's hitting the spawn, someone's hitting the hill.
Yeah.
It's a little bit staggered from them. NYSL cannot win here, but you have Hydra on a spree.
They can get darn close, though, to closing it out. They'll be a couple points shy of that 250 mark. We're locked and loaded and ready to get into our third set of rotations. And this mid-map skirmish, this is where, I mean, FaZe have probably struggled to get time the most. I mean, what, the first hard point when you talk about Garrison in map 1, the first hard point here, maybe just too much focus on second, but this time, I mean, the focus just has to be here. Either team can close out the game. Who's going to go big? Mack and Clay able to find key kills. There's a second one for Clay. aBeZy, the last guy up, somehow staying up, but then Clay will track it down. 3 in a row for Clay. NYSL get in. NYSL push it to a 5th map. But they hold on, man. They were up by, what, 90-ish points for most of that game until FaZe took the lead late. But they get it done, and I'm curious to see how many points FaZe got in the first hard point again.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when you look at Garrison compared to this, we'll keep our eyes on it when we look at that scoreboard. But NYSL, it's that early lead. I think they had a couple of chances with the artillery. Then you had, what, that 5th hill on the first rotation that FaZe were able to break when they had spawns. If that's a little bit cleaner, that might be a 100-point club from the Subliners, but it's not. And Atlanta FaZe in the second rotation, I think they won 4 hills in a row. From 1 through 4, I think they won all of those. And then on that 5th one, they take their time. They go all the way through ammo. They're able to break. They get the final break on that first hill. But we're headed to a game 5, and NYSL, they do it through the hard points.
Yeah, and that's where, I mean, it's just interesting because I think at the major, that's where you saw a lot of improvements for FaZe, right? In the hard point and in the control. Here, though, not going to be the case. So how many... No, they got a lot more. They got a lot more. I thought it was significantly less on first, honestly, because I just felt like 1 and 2, they were really struggling to get anything going. But that's a lot more than 7 points like we saw in Garrison.
Yeah, a lot more. A lot better than 7. But it's one of those things when I think they have that good side. I know that Chris was probably pissed about that start.
I can imagine. Chris, the Crowder, the coach of the team, yeah, he gets a little flustered when the boys make mistakes. But props to NYSL for getting that early flip. And well, Hydra, welcome to League. You're playing FaZe to start things off, and you've got a map 5 to start things off. So we're going to be heading to the all-crucial Search and Destroy to see who's going to be the victor of our first series of the day. But we got a happy New York. They're fired up. They're gassed up. They're looking to take this series over FaZe, and what a victory it would be. The 5th and final map up next. Here we go. All 8 players locked and loaded, ready to rock into our final map. I was hoping for a good day to close out our London home series, and so far, so good. We've had a thrilling series, Joe. I don't know what to expect in this 5th map, but I can't wait to get rolling.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you go to Raid. NYSL, they have not played this. They are 0-0 on the year. This is their first time not banning Raid all season long. So we've seen some new maps from them. For what, Atlanta FaZe, they're 3-2. I think their only 2 losses are to Toronto Ultra. Yeah. Atlanta FaZe very aggressive. They play around that middle of the map. We'll see what NYSL has up their sleeve, though.
Yeah, and I think that was the one thing that probably disrupted them a bit. Like, Ultra was the one team that maybe could match their aggression on that map, right? Yep. When you think about Vance and Kleenex and just in your face constantly, Cammy in there as well, like, their aggression maybe disrupt the flow. So can NYSL do that? Not that that's the only way to beat them, but I feel like that's what we've kind of seen.
Yeah, you know, again, you look at the maps and modes, you see the search and destroy. What's not picked here? Miami, which I think you've seen a little bit more from both of these teams. So you have that map 5 choice. What are you going to go with? Atlanta FaZe, they go with Raid, Search, and Destroy. Keep them uncomfortable, and yeah, they're probably surprised that was open.
Well, just a reminder on the stat line here from FaZe in the Game 2 victory. Cellium, strong Mack, but aBeZy, I mean, the first bloods and the 10 kills, he was doing it all. But when you talk about Game 5s and how these teams have been, Atlanta has a 4-1 record in Game 5s. New York has a 2-1 record in Game 5. So a little more reps there from the FaZe side of things. But both teams, a winning record when it comes to that final map.
Only 2-1 for New York. I feel like, well, I guess that's true. The way their year has sort of been, it's been very like...
Smoke or get smoked?
Yeah, like 3-0-3-1 or get 3-0-3-1. Yeah, just not a ton of map 5s. I know they've had some crazy series, but I thought it was a little bit more than that. But yeah, there's stretches of just winning a lot or losing a lot.
I went to take my men's 1-a-day vitamin to be very healthy, you know, as I am, and I spilled them all over the ground. I currently, as we get ready to cast this, have about 30 vitamins all over the floor. Just wanted you to know that.
Be sure Copper doesn't come in the room, okay?
Sorry, I couldn't talk. I picked one up and was taking it. Nothing better for you than a floor vitamin. Here we go, map 5, FaZe. NYSL, we do the battle on Raid.
We do the battle. I like that.
We do the battle.
We're doing the battle.
Dance. I like nothing more than a good battle, Joe. I don't know what that accent was. All right, let's just focus on the gameplay now, Joe. It's all you.
All right, well, at a FaZe, they're just going to take mid-map control. It's all B, and this might work out. I think a fly through pillars. That's Hydra and Asim. But now the reaction off of this. What do aBeZy and Cellium want to do? Are they going to put this bomb down? It's a little bit different. You don't really have a bedroom setup. They're going to try and take Kitchen away from the defensive team, and that'll work out. So you take their side now. You force them to come at you. aBeZy set up inside your money room there, Maeve.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a first blood. He gets a second kill behind it. He gets a third. Now it's going to be aBeZy working on an opening around ace. Last player to track down. Hydra, once again, welcome to the league. 1v2 to open things up. Can he take it? Not going to happen. Caught as he pushes out of, yes, my money room, where I store all of my cash. If you haven't checked out our map series, you need to. We've had a lot of fun with it.
Map chat's a great time. Yes, please watch it. We would love that. But yeah, I mean, a little bit different look here from Atlanta FaZe on offense. You know, they just got, what, Tupac as their S&D coach, maybe bringing into a couple of new strategies. What do we usually see at A? It's sort of all about the mid staircase, just playing the bomb, then backing up to bedroom, playing around that sort of default setup that we see. But they take Kitchen away. They don't want them to push out of money. They give them no room to work with.
I could listen to you talk about Call of Duty all day. I need to get it on like cassette tape. Fall asleep to that at night instead of books. Woo! That would be good. You'd sell it by the millions, Joe. You'd be a millionaire in no time. But let's see what NYSL do on offense. Some tags in from Asim. Oh, he's greeted by an aid that is directly in front of his forehead as aBeZy gets another first blood. 4-0 start. 2 first bloods through two rounds. Great start.
Yeah, I mean, it was really 2 nades. Hydra, I think, jumped onto one. Asim jumps onto one. Little crisscross action, but these are the rounds defensively Atlanta FaZe has to be better on. You have the man advantage. These retakes. Working this as a squad, taking your time. Able to work that one as Simp onto Asim. Now in this 2v4, they are all flying, but he's actually working through the middle of the map. I say, they don't give him a lot of room to work with. There's like no angles, and oh, they do line up! How many people just died? Okay, 2. Okay, woof. I don't know. I wasn't sure. It looks crazy.
One was a team kill. But yeah, no, they were literally flying as a wolf pack there. Like, there were 3 FaZe members just hunting and isolating Mack. Then Clay put some shots in. They all just turned. They were hungry for more. Just go soaring at Clay. And yeah, it looked sketchy for a moment. Like, might have another scenario where people kind of line up and he's able to take down 2 or 3. But they get enough damage done to clean it up, get the defuse, and put the second round on the board. But aBeZy, great start from him when you talk about the first bloods and the impact he's having.
And this is what we saw a lot of at the Major. I think before Major 2, it was a lot of B-site retakes where the offensive team would push back laundry, they would get the bomb down on the defensive side, and then at the Major, it was a lot around A, and just working those bombs, getting that plant, and then forcing them to sort of play around that bedroom setup. So we'll see how both of these teams adjust. Atlanta FaZe, they go right back to A. And this is going to be more of your default round. The only player is going to be aBeZy pushed up at Tiki. Everyone else, they try and get around.
And number
Cellium
one
and
on map
Arcitys.
is, yeah, Arcitys. Like, what does he find? He's the one covering the push through, and I think it's Hydra trying to work through from this position. He's going to have to go soon. I mean, there's only 30 seconds on this, but it's just like a guessing game. What side, what angle is he going to be taking? Look how slow he's taking this. This should be a freebie now for Arcitys.
Well, he doesn't want to break the glass because the glass would just let Arcitys know that he's there. But Hydra's just waiting for his teammates. He's hoping after that first blood comes in that they can work something.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen. That's it.
Like that push through, you know, regardless of what mode it is, could just be.
Oh, yeah, it's just which angle. Is he up top on the stairs? Is he in the corner? Is he low stairs? Is he on the outer edge? Is he... It's not it's very difficult. It's a guessing game.
And that applies to a lot of spots on mini maps, but that one specifically stands out to me. It's just being a nightmare when you're trying to flank through that apartment side. But flawless so far from Atlanta FaZe. Simp and aBeZy, the Tiny Terrors combined to be 8-1 right now. This 3-0 lead just picking apart NYSL, but they'll get in for that kind of default quick plant. 2 people working the flank from Atlanta FaZe, and yeah, like a different setup. You don't have somebody playing as deep as Arcitys was. They're both going to be stacked up back-to-back. Not exactly back-to-back, but watching either side of apartments here.
Yeah, but the glass breaks. aBeZy has to break it. Simp now trying to get his trade, but Mack and Clayster, they lock it down, and Clay with some nice beams on Cellium in that cutout, all down to Arcitys, and NYSL able to bounce back. Much faster round, right? The nades aren't there. Asim's able to work the bomb plan. Hydra can get pushed up into Tiki. But it starts with this. Clay doing a great job with Mack in this position, and great shots. He said he's going to be 29 in a couple of weeks. He's still frying.
Yeah, I think he's going to probably tell people he's 29 for the next 5 years or so. He's going to stay 29.
I mean, listen, dude, like, LeBron's like almost 40. He's still doing crazy things. So Clay's got it.
I mean, I want to see him win a major tournament at 30 years old. I don't think has anyone done that. Not to my knowledge.
In COD?
Yeah, no. I mean,
no,
that might be one of those stats that's
in another game. Yeah, not in COD. No.
No, like that might not be passed for a decade if he's able to do that.
Yeah, you're crazy if you don't think Crim's playing until 65 and retiring. It's a beautiful benefits package.
He's going to be playing so long his hands at the end. He's not going to be able to pick up a fork. Mack. Nice shots there into the top apartment to get the first blood. He'll push out the 4 and 3. Almost wall bangs Arcitys as well. He's got to back down, but he has some help here. But it'll be a 2v3. Make it a 2 versus 2. Nobody on the bomb. It's just going to be Arcitys. He's just behind the bed. They're able to
get him. There in time?
Can they get there? Oh, I think he just gets it.
Yeah,
just gets it. Like 7.8, able to grab it. They hunt him down to the bedroom. They get the defuse off just in the nick of time. Big round win there for Subliners.
And the adjustment there from NYSL, nobody on the flank, right? You get into that setup, but it's all about the aggression through Tiki and Adam Money. And then the last 2 players in Simp and Arcitys, they try to do their best. And Arcitys right now, he gets that player, Clay, on the bomb in the 3v2, and he's hoping that he can buy enough time so that defuse can't come in. He's trying to play the clock. Do they think I jumped out of the window? He's just trying to waste as much time as possible. Every millisecond counts, but NYSL able to get 2 in a row, and now Mack 5 in a row.
Yeah, old Big Mac, Mack attack. Whatever you want to call him. A chance for streaks. As it is Subliners now on the attack. Can Mack find another opener? He's double positive, just trying to dodge nades. That trophy will help you out a bit, pal. That nade will not help you at all. That one won't help you either. Baxter, that sequence just looks so frustrating.
Yeah, no trophy. The team nade, or well, his own nade hits him. It's on 5 in a row. He just wants to get a kill. But 2v1 for Clay. He's able to spot one. He spots the second. aBeZy throws him a shoulder. Now it's just a guessing game of which angle is Cellium at. And he's guessing right, but the double challenge comes in. The advantage from the numbers are there.
Well, I think why that was so frustrating too is he got the trophy out, but then I'm assuming his own nade, destroyed the trophy.
Yeah.
That allowed the nade to then come in and kill him. So like that, he just wants to put his head through glass after that. It did not look like a fun sequence for Mack. It was close to streaks.
Please, Mack, don't do that. No, please don't. Okay.
Don't recommend that. No.
No. Maybe in the game, like you're gonna run through the garage glass or whatever.
Yes, that's what I meant in game. Of course. Yes, Joe. That's what I was going with. 100%.
Yep. I knew that. You just had to clarify for everybody at home.
I appreciate for safety. Yeah. We need like one of those things that please don't do this at home type things.
Yep.
Well, Hydra and Asim lighting it up. Simp thought he was going to map someone with a pistol, I guess, or thought the pressure might be coming in from mid-pillars, but now it'll be Cellium down to a 1 versus 2. Versus Mack and Hydra.
This is the same round we just saw last time. It was a 4v2 for the defense, and the quick trades come in. This time, though, it's a 1v2 for Cell.
He's just guessing, like, where are they going to be coming from? Does he pick it up in time? He picks it up, but the snap simply not good enough. Round to Subliners. They bring it to 4-3.
You've seen different attacks from Atlanta FaZe, right? You had the far aggression on the A site, then you just had the regular A plant, and I think that retake the NYSL has, it's okay, let's switch things up, try to get some ring control. But both times, these teams, well, back-to-back rounds, trying to get for B, has not worked out. Good job by the defenses, but it's going to be, 3 players here from Atlanta FaZe early on. But he's got to back down, but you have numbers if you're NYSL. Now it's just a skirmish inside the ring. And who is it? It's Simp and aBeZy coming on top right now.
Play. Now on an island. His spot is known. Shots coming in. Good luck. But yeah, Simp and aBeZy, just beautiful work. Their finesse game and teamwork sometimes in those skirmish-like positions just so good.
Yeah, and Cell at that van. Sometimes when Cell gets to that van, he might be the hardest player to kill, honestly. when he gets to that position, we've seen him do some ridiculous things.
Yeah, his jump shot is just really clean. And I mean, that can be said for a lot of players, but like just the way he can finesse, a little bunny hop over the van to beam somebody across. It's been truly impressive. Now, Subliners, you're going to have to rip off 3 straight rounds. You have battled FaZe tough throughout the past hour and a half. This is where champions are made. In these comeback moments, and Simp nearly catches a nade onto his toe.
Back to B. But it's all about mid-control. It's all mid-control for NYSL. Clay's able to stay alive. They push through Zig. They're able to take down Arcitys. They're able to find Cell. Simp and aBeZy, they have to try and challenge something, but they only have the 74 U's. And B has been shut down from both of these teams. I wonder now, what does NYSL want to do on this attack? Get us to
around 11. Just get us to around 11.
I'd be cool with that, yeah. Mack having a big map 5 here. 10 and 5 from him.
Yeah, I mean, good job rebounding from that little, frustrating play inside a ring. Not that it was like that big of a deal, but sometimes those moments, they get in your head a little bit.
We're going back to ring.
Let's go! But you really, I think, only have Cellium here with the spot. At least deep.
Yeah, but,
I mean, you've got pressure from mid-pillars, but a lot of damage in. Oh, my God. I thought they were softened up. Hydra had to have been weak.
Watch Clay now, too. Watch Clay. Clay's working up water stairs. Clay is going to try and find someone lurking middle of the map, and I think he will. It's aBeZy. He's not going to be ready for this. And Clay, he's been the player art this time. It's very fast to laundry. Then Clay's able to lurk up through those mid stairs. Find another kill to make this a 2v4.
45 seconds to go. You got all the numbers in the world. Just trying to isolate one more before you get the bomb plant down, and they do just that. Now Simp, 1v4. He's taking a view of the outside of the map. Farewell. Adios. As his legs are broken in a bunch of spots.
It wasn't that far, huh? He's okay.
I don't know if I could survive that jump. I didn't drink a lot of milk growing up. My bones are very brittle.
I don't know if that's you, dude. You're like a caveman. All right, here we go. Round 11.
This is what we wanted. Give us the round 11 magic. Hydra's debut series in the Call of Duty League going up against the top team in the game, and it comes down to one round of search and destroy. FaZe on offense, and the ring defense from Subliners has been strong, but it's going to be the presence from mid-map, similar to what we saw. Simp just trying to bob, weave, and dodge as he gets hit down to about half HP. Now the pressure to Cellium. The
Wait,
hit's coming in through Zig.
It doesn't hit. So the timing of that blowing up and then them taking Zig, I don't know if they're going to be ready for this. Yeah, they aren't. Hydra and Asim are here. That tactical blows up, doesn't get a hit marker. I don't know if it clips on a piece of the map or what, or if the timing just worked out that crazy. But then they try to basically reposition themselves. They don't think anyone's Zig.
There's two. And there's two of them. Yeah, that's got to be a frustrating moment for sure. But now it's on Cellium and Arcitys to try and clutch up. All right, one piece done. Into a 2 versus 3. 35 seconds to go now. But Clay is just looming ringside, and it just feels like they are so trapped. They're so trapped. Now all on a cell. There's the trade. 1 versus 2. Ooh, Asim nearly gets put down. Able to get the bomb. He's now had eyes on both players. And they're
That's a full flash.
They're going to score behind this. The flash hits. The flood is in. And Subliners, they get the win. They rejoice. And Hydra, big fella, the French sensation, welcome. It's a first series victory, and he is all smiles.
What a series from the sub. In the adjustments, what? They go down 3-0 in that map 5. The A site just was not working for them. They're then able to get into that setup. They get around when it forces a lot of action to go towards B in middle of the map. And that's where we've seen FaZe struggle at times on this map against the Toronto Ultra. And they kind of match that. Every time they go ring, what is the response? Let's take Zig. Let's take Art away. And they just can't get out of ring. NYSL picked them apart.
You love to see it, man. Now just think about it for FaZe. Like, you've got 3 losses on the year, 2 of them in a row. And
in what, 2 hard points?
Yeah, you just wonder maybe what's going on a little bit on the FaZe camp. I guess most of us expected, after the loss in the fashion they did in the final, would come in and just smoke whoever they played next. Last time they lost, I can't remember who they played next. It was like Ravens or someone, and that series was over in about 45 seconds. Like, just came in and thrashed them. That is not the case here. You got a 2-hour gauntlet. And if you are NYSL, I mean, what? Even the maps you lost, you play them tough, right? Like, you go to a round 5 in the control. Maybe the first search not as competitive, but still, it was a back and forth game.
Yeah,
for the most
there was
part.
a couple of rounds where they could have probably won, and that's maybe we have a round 10, around 11, and then here they do a fantastic job making adjustments offensively, defensively. They gave FaZe no room to work with. You saw the round 1 from FaZe where they just go mid. After that, it's all mid control. Just from Hydra, from Asim. They take it away.
And we're going to take a look at the round 11 again. I'm not sure where it's going to begin out. This is going to be the scuff play of the game. I'm wondering if we'll see that tactical again and that kind of frustrating sequence there towards Zig.
Because it feels like they're thinking we got to back away from this. Like, let's rotate off of this. So this blows up. Okay, so I don't think he was there yet.
So was he on the other side of the wall? So he's still on the other side of the wall. Okay,
yeah, the timing is that...
I thought he slid on the close side. I was like, how did that not hit?
But Asim and Hydra take that away. I don't think they think they're in there because Cell gives a call out. I didn't stun anything. So they're trying to back away, maybe go towards the A site, and then you're in a 2v4. And for a lot of people that watch, I get tweeted sometimes like, what's an off angle? This is a bit of an off angle here from Clayster. When you're entering ring from driveway or from top art, you expect them to be top ring, top laundry, maybe on one of the headies inside a ring. Clay is in a different spot you don't see too often. A spot where you may not check it on your first go around, and they don't.
just not your typical power spots, right? Like
exactly.
not your typical bits of cover where you see the player set up over and over and over and over again. This isn't one, and you can tell why. It's not even checked. Arcity's just trying to get out to the van, thinking he's going to get shot from the window or shot from the top ring. Not from that position. So just incredible stuff. But yeah, this, you know, we talk about timing and this being a game of seconds. That's done. I mean, really, that's where it unravels.
Yeah, it's just an information game. If they know they're there, maybe they played a little bit differently. Maybe they fly out of Art into Zig and try to get those kills. But there's a look at Hydra. What a series. 85 and 78, 1.09 KD. And again, a tough test against Atlanta FaZe. And he shows out.
And we're going to take a look at the Astro social soundboard. Wuma with the what a series. You got to love it. Zuma excited for the boys. Got to love to see the improvement. But let's take a look one more time at the shot of the NYSL side celebrating the big victory here over FaZe. You love it. You love it. Hyped up, pumped up. They get the W. He's pumping his chest. You know, if you're pumping your chest, it's a big W. NYSL get the dub. More matches coming up after the break.
Hello, and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Now, get back onto your chairs after falling off because we do have the results. They are in, presented by the US Army. And boy, what a ride it's been so far. We can't miss it. LA Thieves obviously takes London Royal Ravens to that unfortunate loss on their cards, but they beat them 3-1. And then, my God, New York Subliners beat Atlanta FaZe. Yes, you are hearing me correctly. They beat Atlanta FaZe in Stage 3, 3-2. This new-looking New York Subliners looking pretty damn hot right about now. But next up, we got a game for the marquee match with Ultra versus Empire coming up very shortly. But first, we got to talk about it. Nameless, I've got you on the desk, mate, and for a very good reason, because you are the pro here, and I've got to know what you made of that series overall.
Yeah, that was amazing work from New York, especially in the hard points. I mean, you bring in Hydra, right, as this player coming from Challengers. You don't really know what his kata IQ is going to be like, and it was through the roof. I mean, he was looking like a vet out there, and he just helped Clayster so much in the series. Clay was playing phenomenal. Specifically, right here, you see Clay waits for both players on FaZe to walk out in front of him, gets those kills, and immediately books it to back junk to try to block these spawns, forces FaZe in the back there, and they end up just getting all these kills and locking down the rest of this time to secure a huge map one where Hydra was going off, man. He was fighting players on rotation, playing for spawns, playing patient. When we saw him go into that apocalypse, we saw him on P2 playing in front temple, just waiting for the players on FaZe, slowing down their push, and just being frustrating around the map. And that actually allowed Clayster to focus more on himself, and that's why he played so much better throughout this series. What a spectacular performance out of the New York Subliners.
It was, and it came full circle. Look, and I literally remember you saying those exact words about Clay, taking the pressure off him, being able to do his job properly now as the main AR there. And that's exactly what happened. Hydra was a fantastic addition to this team, and he performed out of his mind. But I tell you what, another addition is coming our way very shortly, because we are seeing a brand new Empire roster with the likes of FeLo coming on board. We've got our Astro social soundboard to see what the buzz is around FeLo being here.
A lot of support.
We've got a lot, yes, a lot of support, and rightfully so. Because, you know, FeLo's coming on board. It's been a while since he's been back on the sticks professionally here in the Call of Duty League, and we're very excited to see him make his debut in this season. But I've got to ask you, Anne, you know, as pro player to pro player, you've been in these pressurized situations before. I mean, it's a lot to handle right now, but I want to know if you've got any advice for the young man coming into it.
Yeah, I mean, for FeLo, he's got a lot of support, as you can see from our social soundboard. He's like the poster boy of the amateur scene, and he's competed at a pro level before. He's won events, right? So he knows what to do. He's teaming with the three best teammates he's ever had in his life in this very moment right now. He needs to just be a sponge going into this series, do whatever they tell him to do, have that great robotic communication, as Crim says, throughout this series, and, you know, come in and really make a statement right now, because it's been quite some time since we've seen him in a CDL or CWL pro match, and it's time for him to turn up.
I'm excited for it. I very much appreciate you so much, Nameless. We're going to head to a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from Clay himself in our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight to see what he made of that epic victory against FaZe. Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me, I do have the veteran Clay from NYSL. Clay, first of all, breathe my dude, because you did it. You did it in a remarkable way, and honestly I think there's a lot of people rooting for you here, especially at the CDL. I gotta ask you, overall, how are you guys feeling right now?
You know, Lottie, we're feeling amazing. We went through some roster stuff, and at the end of it, you know, we figured out different configurations and figured this was the one that would work the best. After we figured that out, we've kind of just only had a week or two of practice, but, you know, massive props to my teammates for stepping up, including DiamondCon for being a vital part to our success. You know, Paco, Hydra, Asim, and Mack, you know, we've been playing and practicing really hard, and we've really been trying to get better. And so for us to come out and not only win a respawn for the first time against FaZe, but also take a series where we were down 5-3, it means a lot. And so I'm just proud of the boys, proud of the org for putting it together. And you know, hope we threw a couple curveballs in there with the vetoes for the Atlanta FaZe boys.
For sure, man. Honestly, we kind of figured that your respawn was going to be pretty good. We saw what you did in scrims against LAG, and we thought, oh my gosh, don't mess with this. This is ridiculous. But you mentioned it took a little bit of time to find that right formula for your team. So what do you think, from your experience, Hydra brings to your team that perhaps was missing before?
You know, I'll be honest, Hydra is kind of an unknown, especially to a lot of American players. And his English is a lot better. I mean, he can speak COD as good as anybody can, and he brings just some raw talent, some slang, and that you really saw it in that series. You know, that Garrison control, I messed up my streaks, and same with the Apocalypse Hardpoint, and the Garrison control would have haunted me the first two offensive rounds if we didn't win. But Paco just brings a consistent level of slang to the team that really helps. And, you know, like even in the first map, he was right up there with me. We were both going off, and he was a vital part to our success. And that's really what we need. Like, we need some slayers on the team. We need some gunners on the team that can keep up and drop 1.2s, drop 6K damage. And really, Hydra just comes in, says one shot, I'm lagging, and just smokes people.
Well, I'll tell you what, Clay, it's certainly bringing out the best in you guys. I can see an incredible team forming here, and I can't wait to see where you go from here. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Congratulations. Epic, epic stuff, man. And we'll see you for the remainder of Stage 3.
Yep, thanks a lot. Let's go Subliners, baby. Woo!
There we go. Let's go NYSL. So there you have it. You've heard from Clay himself. Incredible insight into that team, and I'm really excited to see that they're going to continue going from stride and strength to strength. It's going to be absolutely incredible. But I'll tell you what is incredible is the game that is coming away next. We have our Game Fuel marquee match still waiting to be played. Ultra versus Empire. It's going to be absolutely epic. You don't want to miss it, and we'll see you after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, welcome back to the London Home Series. It's our final match of week one, and it is time for the Game Fuel marquee match. And yo, I'm excited. We've got a doozy on our hands. Empire Ultra looking to fight it out for the victory.
Yeah, a rematch just a couple of weeks ago from our major in that losers final Ultra on that losers bracket run. They were able to take down Empire 3-1. So you're going to see some of the maps from that series. I'm excited to get into it.
I am too, but let's check out our Game Fuel featured player. Of course, it's got to be FeLo. Newly into the lineup. You know, we've been casting this guy for ages, and let's take a look at the statement from Empire, because I have understood a lot of the team changes. We don't know the ins and outs of stuff all the time. You know, even when something like Methods went down or Major Maniac out, like there's been some where you could see why it made sense. This one just, it boggled my mind when I first read the statement.
Yeah, I mean, Hook is he could have been Stage 1 MVP. He was unbelievable throughout that stage. But as you said, we are not in their house. We do not hear what is happening on a daily in practice. And